Day 166. Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Norgon 111. Welcome back to Blueprints. I've done some grinding off camera, and it has been productive. I got a few things. One is I got a few more bits of knowledge from the treasure troves. And one noteworthy bit was a note card that said Yenna means both reign and ruler in Arajan. And so that's interesting. But I also finally managed to get Gallery 8 on rank 8, which did two things. One is it gave me this blue memo that I don't particularly need since I've already solved the gallery, but the other is it gave me the 8 key again, which I have checked into coat check. And so I believe we will be able to use that in the wine cellar, the family core, based on the fact that the coat of arms has a numeric core of 8 and some blue memos that we have seen before. So that is my primary goal. And then secondarily, I would still like to get room 46 drafted in the outer grounds. And so let's go over here and see if we can possibly get Blessing of the Monk again. I still am missing the Mechanarium memo, which I probably need a gear wrench to possibly get that. And with these choices, guess I'll take the tomb just because it will give me the opportunity to get more dice out of the Geist bedroom. But yeah, I'm excited to see what might be hiding in the wine cellar because I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. Oh, another thing I've been doing is grinding observatory stars. So I'm up in the 170s. And I also still need to get the blue memo out of the freezer. I'd forgotten about that. Well, I did manage to get coat check, and so we'll go ahead and retrieve key 8 for now. And here's another treasure trove with the Black Moon. Let's see if we learn anything good. You must don the mantle of the night to perform the ritual of castling. I'm gonna have to look back at information about whether or not that could be true or not, because I'm honestly not sure off the top of my head. Okay. I have to start being careful about where and how I'm doing drafting here. I think I don't love these, and I do have a bunch of dice. So let's see if we can get some branching points. The furnace would probably hinder the run too much, so I think we'll go ahead and take the pool here. But at this point, I want to make sure that I can draft the wine cellar so we can try out key 8. Getting the study would be good because it would give us even more redrawing power. And I think for now I prefer to go this way. And let's see, that would just cut us off. So I guess we'll take the music room so we can keep building out over here and just get the most chances at drawing the wine cellar. I think makes the most sense right now. We're doing okay on steps, and I still have a meal that I'll be able to eat in the dining room once I get my rank high enough. But yeah, we've got plenty of all of our other resources. Okay, we're running low on drafting power, but I do still have one room at the den that I'll be able to use at the end if I need to. So here, I really just need a corner. Do I want to waste the vestibule on it? I think I don't. Well, yeah, let's take the vestibule, I guess. Because I guess the passageway is still in the pool as well. I bought out the showroom a minute ago, So I've got some nice things. I could get some useful information, which is whether or not the freezer actually requires the furnace to unfreeze it in order to read the thing. I think let's find this out. I can always put the key back in code check, and I still have one other place that I can draft. So let's get some information about the blue memo in the freezer. So I froze my stuff, sure. Oh! Right, I have the ignition source. Oh, that's interesting. So I can melt things. Oh, that might be good. So where might the memo be? Because maybe the memo... Well, if the memo is frozen, would I be able to read it? I don't know. I mean, I guess we can look in here. Like, I don't think it would be inside either of these places. Just in case. Thaw only in the event of my death. Is there anything we might need to magnify in here? I doubt it. But since I have the magnifier out, take a look. Have you heard of the children of Blackwater? Not enough. Okay, any chance? Oh, I can melt this with the ignition source too. Wow. Who knew? Okay. Well, in that case, I'll probably be able to find the note, I expect. Okay, so if I were a blue memo, where would I be? I'm not like on the ceiling as... No, I thought I might have seen it there. It's not on the side of the server. I'm actually turning my head to look around all these boxes. Like IRL. I don't need to do that. Mouse and keyboard should be sufficient. I don't see it up on the sides of the freezer doohickeys. And it wasn't along this wall anywhere, because I think I forgot to look at that. Alright, blue memo, where are you at? Are you along here? Here? It's not on that side. Is it right here? It is. The ice in Master Sinclair's personal freezer can only be thawed by applying a direct heat source. Yes, I did discover this. Okay, well, we finally got the freezer one out of the way, so that was very useful. And we still have one room we can draft, so I will go try to draft the wine cellar, and if I can't do it, then I will put key 8 back in coat check. And everything will be hunky-dory, and I have plenty of keys. And I've got 6 rerolls. And I'll pass by the dining room along the way. Let's have a delicious lemon glazed salmon. Nom 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 nom. That should be worth 30. Haha. 60 because I bought the silver spoon, right? Haha. Okay, so it's just a few steps away to try to draft the wine cellar. So we'll go try that. And so I can just spend all of my redraws. And I could back up if I needed to. There's the wine cellar. Okay. This is pretty exciting. So, per my notes, MC is 1100, CX is 110, 1100 divided by 110 is 10, minus 2, II is 8, times 1, I is 8. And so the family core, this is like the family coat of arms or whatever, is unlocked by the sum of its digits. We did numerical coring or whatever, and that gives us 8. And so if it's unlocked by 8, then the key 8 presumably will unlock room 8. Well, yeah, sure, but presumably it's also going to unlock something else. So now I just have to figure out how to use it. I think. I imagine something on this wall. Actually, it might be on the coat of arms itself, since that's the thing that had the number. Or below it. Or above it. Oh, I was really pretty pleased with this hypothesis. Oh, there's another family core. There's one that's even more core to being a family core and would protect a safe in room 46. There's another coat of arms. That's where I'm going to need to use the room 8 key. That would make sense. Okay, well, we got a lot of information on this run, so I'm very pleased about that. So I'm going to go check key 8 back into coat check, and then call it a day in the break room, and we'll go try to get to room 46 with key 8. So key 8 has been checked. Great. Call it a day in the break room for our key card. That was an opulent shopping center. And I think for today, if my goal is to get to room 48, adding aquariums will be useful just to ensure that we have all the doors we need to get around. Did I say room 48 when I meant room 46? I'm not sure what I just said. In any case, I've taken a few elbows out of the pool, so I can probably get a dead end like the attic. Or the coat check. And I still have 63 steps. So yeah, let's be optimistic and go ahead and take this out. And we'll recheck it if somehow we fail. So let's retrieve key 8 once again. Weight room, I'll lose half my steps, but it will give me access to one of the levers, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. My steps are a little bit low now, and so I'm going to go see if I can go back to the beginning portion of the house and manage to stumble upon the dining room. Well, I also got the Great Hall, so we can open up another lever. Gonna need some steps to go down through the foundation at some point and actually open up the north door. Or possibly I could get the throne room to do that too. Here's the dining room. And I don't know if I should, but I'm gonna take the conservatory because I really do like it. It gave me the terrace twice in the floor plan conservation. That's interesting. I've never seen that before. But yeah, I neglected to get to rank 8, so I haven't gotten my dining room dish yet. So I think I should go ahead and ring the dinner bell here and see if we can get something that goes forward. Cloister of Draxus would do it. Yeah, that's basically fine. Because then I'd be able to get into the south, and then all I would need to do is go... Yeah, I think that does everything we need. So, on the other side, we can see into the antechamber. And so I just need to go pull the north lever. Yeah, I should have enough steps to do it. And I just picked up a couple of ivory dice out of a chest, and so that should make it possible. It's fine to get another electric eel aquarium at this point, right? Yeah, but that'll just dump more aquariums in the pool. I might as well take the rotunda, question mark? I don't think it matters either way. I'll just take the rotunda. And so that'll go into the foundation. Do I currently have a digging implement? I don't remember. I do not. Okay, so let's go down and pull the north lever. And once again, it's something that I watched someone else point out was something interesting. Look at the rivets. They have different numbers of them on different bars of this, or whatever you might call it. And so at some point I might need this information. But like, there's different numbers of dots on the outside of these, and that's definitely the type of thing that might hold some kind of information for a puzzle or something. And so I'm just going to capture them all going this way on camera for now, and I'm sure there'll be another day. I didn't think to capture them on the way coming in, because the same thing is true over there. But future video editing Brian can note down how many rivets are on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side of each of these things, in case it's important. It seems like the type of thing that would be. But yeah, each one seems to be different. And I can't imagine that's just for the fun of it, because everything in this game is suspicious. And so now, just in case I'm somehow wrong and I still want to code check this key 8, should I go down and eat my dinner? It takes a bit of steps to get back down to the dining room. And I don't have a shovel to try to dig up any turnips. I don't have the secret garden key. So I'm not even sure that it's worth drafting a room here. I'm sure there's some bad room that I could dump if they were all really bad. The planetarium is fine. Sure. There's a planetarium. It's not going to have any fruit in it or anything. But yeah, I guess I could have drawn like bunk beds or something, which often has 2 bananas in it. And so that could have been good for me. I don't usually like to just count steps, but I think it is actually necessary for me to count steps at this point. So once I get to my intersection, let's take a look at the map. So we're here. Obviously, it's only going to be 4 steps into the whatever, but then it would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to get back to the dining room, and I currently have 16 steps. And so I think I counted that all correctly, and we're not going through the gymnasium or anything. But if I just went down to the dining room right now, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I would get 20 more steps. And so that would just make me feel more comfortable. So let's just go down to the dining room now. So I'm facing south, yes. And I have already gotten to rank 8. I didn't actually walk in and hear the dinner bell, did I? I don't think I did. Yeah, now we just got the dinner bell. So now it would take me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps. I'd pick up 20, and then have another 8 steps back. That would still give me +4 compared to where I am right now. So I am going to do that. But I'm glad I thought to ring the dinner bell first, because I would have felt really dumb if I screwed everything up right there. And then where was my coat check in this one? It is back down near the entrance hall. So I'm not sure that I would have enough steps to walk back with key 8. Unless I get a dinner that goes with the rooms that I've drafted. So let's see what dinner we get. Showroom. I have a showroom. Okay, that's terrific. So that gives me an extra 10 steps for the porterhouse steak. Plus, I've got the salt shaker. Okay, so steps are back in decent shape. Let's go to room 46. And I don't think I need the basement key for anything. Continue up, you must go down. I don't have the blessing of the monk, sadly, so we can't call it a day in here. But the family core requires the key of 8 or whatever. So, family core. Probably marigold right over here is my guess. Could also be like the fireplace or something. But I have the key of 8 in my inventory. Let's start looking for places. Well, it would have... None of these have the... Roman numerals that were on the thing in the wine cellar. So I'm not so sure if I'm doing the right thing again. This all seems so great. Let me review my notes. Is there anything else that could be family core? I guess it could be the whatchadoodle in here. I don't have all that information handy, and it was just like the deed and things over there. So just reviewing, in the wine cellar, the blue memo said the numerals below the coat of arms are 4 different numbers, not 1. And that allowed us divided into 1100, 110, 2, and 1, which has a numeric core of 8. Then the vault said the family core is unlocked only by the sum of its digits. One could argue that the coat of arms in the white cellar is the family core. And so then it's just a matter of where would I use the room 8 key. Oh... Maybe it's the door down in the underpass with the... in the tunnel with the steam boiler that I would need to have going and that kind of stuff. That actually seems pretty plausible to me. That could be the family core. Because our family, Mary Epson, aka Jari, is the maternal royal bloodline of Arindia, and that's how we would get to Castle Arindia. That seems pretty plausible to me now that I'm saying it aloud. So long as I'm here, I'm going to just spend a little bit more time trying to make sure that there's nothing in this room that seems to react or interact with key 8. But assuming I find nothing, I'm going to go coat check it again. And we'll have to plan things out for another day. Okay, I see nothing to interact with in here. So, to get to coat check, I go all the way back down to the entrance hall, and then it's just a few more steps and I'll be able to check the key. Is there anything good that could come from me drafting more rooms? I don't think there is, because they're just going to be dead ends anyway, and I don't need any of them. Okay. So, coat check. Once again, you can have the very rare key 8. Key 8 has been checked. Great. I don't have a break room to call it a day, and I won't be able to draft one because the only draftable spots... Oh no, there is a draftable spot off the weight room. I missed that. Okay, I might still be able to get the break room, so I guess I might as well give it a try. Oh, interesting. I can remove an aquarium from the pool. That's kind of cool. I think instead I will use my ornate compass just to rotate it and give me a few more places that I can draw from. It's going to add more aquariums to the pool, but that's okay. And we'll see if we can draw the break room over here. Let's go ahead and remove the chapel and redraw. There's the break room. Look how nicely that worked out. Great. Okay, so I will call it a day in here. So that was a red shopping center. Now, just as I'm thinking to myself, it's not unreasonable to imagine that I might need the crown in order to enter whatever's in the tunnel, and I might need to do the whole castling thing first that I haven't figured out. So it's quite possible that I'm putting the cart before the horse. But let's just see how doable it would be to get the boiler room, get the steam power going down there, get key 8, and go check out what's at the end of the tunnel. So that's my current goal for this day. Well, here's another treasure trove with the white moon. Let's see what information we get. The previous box in this room contained a true statement, which may or may not be true. I am curious to know. I should mention, by the way, that I'm still not looking at this particular constellation. I'm going to wait until we get closer to 200, because it did say something like, and then lose or something, and I don't want to all of a sudden run out of steps or something unexpectedly in a run where I'm trying to do other things. Steps are in pretty good shape, so I decided I would come pull the north lever, but let's look at the rivets now going this way. So there's a couple missing there, there's a dark one there. Yeah, they're all different. Very suspicious. It's possible that it's nothing, because there's a lot of data here, and it's hard to imagine all of this data turning into a puzzle. There was just like that one dark bolt. Like, that was the only one of those that I saw. It was like one of the first 3. On the way back, I'm going to go see if I can interact with that. But while we're here, let's give this lever a pull. So if we wanted to get into room 46, we could. Well, assuming we do some other things as well. And then on the way back, I'm going to try to take a peek at that one dark bolt. So yeah, this one, right here. It's even got a little scratch. Well, I guess there's a lot of little scratches everywhere. But why is that one in particular different? It's got a bolty thing on this side, but it's just like missing on this side. Very curious. Having a salt shaker and a shovel is definitely giving me lots of extra steps in this run so far, which is good. Oh, I forgot to mention, when I did some off-camera work before this episode, I got the patio on the outer grounds, but the hole with the filing cabinet key was already dug up, and so there was nothing there. But it looked cool because, like, out in the open space in the patio, you could see the giant praying stone figure thing. I do have dinner in the dining room, and so I think I can afford to use the weight room here. And then I can go pull the lever, and that'll be right in front of our face. And then we can go grab the blue crown. I still need the boiler room, but I have the study, which means I can spend gems on rerolls. So we still have some decent possibilities going on here. Should I go grab the thingy-madoo now? I suppose so. I don't think there's any harm in drafting another room down here, in case it's something that might help me. Planetarium, I could just get it out of the pool. I don't need the keys. I don't want to spend the gem, so yeah, that seems fine. But yeah, let's go grab the crown. I did already pick up key 8 from coat check, so we're just looking for the boiler room at this point. Yoink! And I'd prefer not to deal with the dark room, so let's use that as a reroll with the crown. Here's the boiler room, hooray! Okay, we're going to be able to test a new hypothesis. So, in the boiler room, I need to go downstairs and get our steam power going into you. Okay, remote power is hooked up. And I think that's all I need to do there. That means I no longer have access to that door, but I think I'm done in here now. We have enough steps, and I'm going to be going back through the dining room to get some more food. So let's nom on country stew pie, and I have a boiler room, so that's worth even more steps. Great. So yeah, let's go down to, with steam power activated, let's take the key 8 and the crown of blueprints down to the end of the tunnel and see if anything magical happens. Make a wish for good luck. And let's also find out how much step count I'll need for future days where I go into the tunnel. So it was 51, kind of like out in front of the house. Then it's 50 in here, 49. Then I make a turn. This will open once I get close enough to it. Okay, 49. I believe I've left the microchips over here. I have not left the microchips over here. Crap. I did not remember moving them. Well, fortunately I have 49 steps. And the only two places they could be are both nearby. I don't think they would be in this... Did I bring them out to the sundial or to the grotto? Or did someone take them? I'm honestly not sure. Well, there's only a couple of steps down there. It'll only be one more step over here to the grotto, which I guess is the most likely place that they would be. And I do think I see lights in here. Yeah. All right. So let's grab our microchips. I don't remember having brought them back up here, but maybe I did these in the other order. No, when I got the 3 microchips, I would have done the satellite dish and the grotto, and that's when I got the blueprint for the throne room. And then I thought at some point later I had brought the microchips down here. Maybe they pop back up there somehow magically. Maybe I'm misremembering something. I don't know. I'm just glad I have enough steps that I don't feel bad about it. And if this doesn't work, we can always put key 8 back in code check again. Because I do think it's the key to some family core. Okay, so over here, microchips get inserted. Open this. And now the question is, with all the things I have in my possession, will this door open for me? And the answer appears to be no. Fair enough, there's probably something involving castling or something else that I don't know about. But we've tested a hypothesis. That's how these games work. It's information. I do notice that there's 8 thingies on here. So I think perhaps I do have some subset of the prerequisites that I would need. But yeah, only time will tell. And there's definitely still a number of other threads that I can pull on. But I think I did everything I wanted to do in this run, other than check key 8 back in, because it's very hard to obtain. And I don't really have much trouble getting other objects in any individual run. And I should call it a day in room 46, because that's another thing I want to test, and now I have the blessing of the monk again. So we're going to coat check the key, and then we're going to call it a day in room 46. Key 8 has been checked. And so next time we'll get a chance to see what it looks like when room 46 is drafted on the outer grounds. But that'll have to be for next time. I'm going to say that I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day. And I will see you again soon with more blueprints where we continue to pull at the various threads that will eventually untangle all the mysteries in this game. Today we had a grand end. For now, bye-bye.